Before we go any further, guys, like the video, show some love. We are back in Rome, and we have the bottom half of the Sweet 16 to be played. We have Elisa Mertens, guys, taking on Aryna Bigu. Now, Mertens owns a head-to-head 3-1. Bigu's a really good clay player. She's patient, she's tall, and she's got power. While Elisa Mertens, we've known she's struggled in the past with double faults. Now it's Coco's turn struggling with double faults. But when it comes to double faults over the last couple of years, Elisa Mertens has been one of those players that has struggled to get the first serve in play, and she's given her opponent several good looks on the second serve to score points at her own mercy. This is a matchup here where Elisa Mertens, guys, she should be the favorite. Now, I haven't looked at any numbers. I'm going to give you who I think will probably be the favorite, and then you can determine who you like. I think this is a match where Elisa Mertens will probably be favored because she's defeated Bigu 3 of the 4 times they've played, and Bigu is coming back off of injury. She hasn't been that active, but she's focused on playing clay tournaments because she's overall a good clay player. She's got more experience on clay than Mertens, but I think Mertens should be the favorite in this match, and I think the first set's going to go under 9.5 games. That's the pick that I would take. I think the person that comes out and serves first will probably win the first set. So I take it first set under 9.5 games. That's a pick. Aryna Sabalenka, guys. We have drama here where Aryna has to win to keep her number 2 spot. But here's how it works. If Aryna loses and Coco wins, she'll most likely get the second spot. But it's going to take a little bit of work because the big points are going to come after the quarterfinal win. So the quarterfinal win that could potentially set up a matchup between Coco and Iga would give Coco just about 200 points to pass Sabalenka. This round in particular, if Coco gets past, I want to say she's playing Paula Badosa. Let's say Sabalenka loses this match and Coco beats Paula Badosa. That will put her just a few points shy of the number 2 spot. So she would have to get past Paula Badosa, and then that could potentially get her enough points to pass Sabalenka for rank number 2. This is a matchup here where Sabalenka has never beat Dayana. It's all about styles. Styles make fights. It's all about the matchup. This is why someone like Iga Swiatek can be so dominant against the majority of the field, but she can't beat Elena Ostapenko. She struggles against Elena Rybakina, right? Because styles make fights. The style that Dayana possesses, it's a very comparable style to Sabalenka, except she's a lot more athletic. She moves better. That's a recipe for disaster for Sabalenka. And Sabalenka comes into this matchup nearly a 9-1 favorite. Unbelievable. So this match in particular, I didn't look at any of the other matches, but I looked at this one because I want to know what Coco has to do to become number 2. So this matchup, I posted in the community earlier. A lot of people think that Sabalenka should win the match, and that's when I checked out the numbers in this match earlier when I posted the poll. I think Dayana is going to cover the spread here. I'll take Dayana plus 6.5 games. She's a 9-1 underdog, so I'll take the 6.5. I do think Dayana can beat Sabalenka. Again, it's a very comparable style. Dayana is going to come in. She's just going to try to hit winners. She's going to try to match the power of Sabalenka, which I think for the most part she can on the forehand. I would give the backhand edge to Sabalenka, but we'll take the spread with Dayana. And remember, if Dayana beats Sabalenka and Coco can get into the quarterfinal, we're going to have a new number 2. Sakkari and Angelina Kalinina. Now, the head-to-head here is 1-1. Angelina gets balls back. Doesn't matter what surface she plays on. She's a good ball striker. She's good between the lines, and she's tall. She's a lot more physical than Sakkari. But I think Sakkari can pull off the first set with her forehand. So we'll take Sakkari to win the first set. And I would probably make this I don't know. I'd probably make it closer to a pick 'em, to be honest with you. I'd make it closer to a pick 'em, but I'll take Sakkari to win the first set. That's the pick there. Big game Sofia Kenin taking on Shramkova. Shramkova is a good clay player. If I was setting the line on this match, I'd probably make it a 50-50 match because Shramkova, she's got more clay experience than Sofia Kenin. She's beat some tough competitors to get here. Who she beat last time out? She beat who did Shramkova beat? I'm having a brain freeze. Was it I don't know. I can't remember who she played, but it's a pretty. I took her to win. I want to say it was Katie Bolter. I could be wrong. And I mean, Katie Bolter has literally no clay experience. And I like the first set to go over 8.5. I think Shramkova will find ways to win. She's got a good drop shot. She's got good angles. Sofia Kenin seems to be a woman on a mission. Did you guys see her literally get into it with the chair umpire? She was complaining that the court was too slippery. And Sophia, call for a supervisor. I mean, you shouldn't be disrespected like that. You're a slam champion. But first set over 8.5. Now, this is going to be a good match. Sorribes Tormo taking on Yelena Ostapenko. Tormo has never lost it to Yelena. And you probably are wondering why, right? Yelena's got a lot of power, but Tormo loves to play defensive. She loves to get balls back. If you get balls back against Yelena Ostapenko, you're going to pressure her into making mistakes. As simple as that. She wants to hit her winner in 5 shots or less. Tormo's a 20-shot rally type of player, and therefore, as the underdog, I'm going to take Tormo plus 5.5 games. I think she could beat Yelena outright, so I'm going to take her to cover the alternate spread. Mayor Sherif taking on Victoria Azarenka. This is a dangerous match because Sherif is younger, she's stronger, she's bigger, she's more physical. We saw her take out Caroline Garcia, Elisa Mertens previously last year on clay. And this is the matchup here where Azarenka, I think if she plays her game plan, it could help win her points. But Mayor is so strong, she's going to be in every rally. Why? Because she's so strong, just a backhand shot could immediately, instantly put Azarenka on the back foot. And that's going to be trouble. That's going to be problemsome. I think here that as the underdog, I think Mayor Sharif is the side to be on. I think Mayor wins a set. That's going to be the pick. I like Mayor to win a set, and then I like her to cover 5.5 games on the alternate spread. 2 picks there. You could parlay those. Caroline Garcia taking on Danny Mel. She's never beat Danielle Collins, and you're probably wondering why. Well, Caroline Garcia is a good server. She's got a good running forehand, but Danielle Collins' backhand is enough to back you up to where before you know it, you're in the locker room, digging in your backpack, getting ready for the next tournament. And this is the type of matchup here where I think both ladies will win points in the first service game. I like the first set over 8.5. That's the pick. The last match of today, Svitolina taking on Anna Kalinskaya. This is a matchup here where both ladies, they're going to get balls back. Anna doesn't really have the power to keep Svitolina off, who's a defensive player primarily. She's a good counter puncher. Svitolina waits on you to make mistakes, but I've noticed since she's got Wigel, her strength has improved and she's getting more aggressive where she's able to hit winners. Remember Svitolina a few years ago? She was very skinny, very thin. She didn't have the power she has now. So I think that's going to be enough to, and look, I don't know what the number is on this, but if I were setting it, I'd probably have Svitolina a slight favorite, but not by much because Anna Kalinskaya, she's a good tennis player between the lines. I do question sometimes her heart. Now, we saw her when she beat Coco earlier this year. She said, I could feel the pressure from Coco's racket up until the very last point. So I like Anna Kalinskaya. She gives players like Coco their respect and their due, where a lot of the media and this Eastern media, they kind of put out these false narratives. And if you don't follow tennis, you'll be lost. Like I had one person say that Coco hasn't beat any top 20 players this year. Coco hasn't won a championship this year. Like you're not even watching tennis, bro. This is simple stuff that you don't know. So I can tell you're just reading these fake articles, thinking that the journalist who's writing them has good faith or integrity. So you're believing this stuff, exaggerating stuff that's not true because of the articles leaning you towards lying to justify the false statements. It's not true. It's false news. It's fake. Okay, guys, we all know Coco is and always had, since she's come on the scene, the toughest draws. How many times has Iga been in Coco's draw? That tells you right there, Coco has not been given anything for free. She had to go through 3 slam champions to win her US Open title, while Sabalenka had 3 qualifiers, someone ranked 500, someone that's injured. Like, that's a joke, guys. Come on. If you look at some of Iga's draws in the past, I've talked about how easy Iga's draws have been, especially when we're dealing with the French Open. Like, some of these players have been just set up for success, while Coco's draws, Coco literally had to go through the top 10 as a 17-year-old constantly, right? Coco literally has, at one point, she owned the head-to-head against the majority of the top 10 as a 17-year-old, 18-year-old. That is the tour putting her up against the best of the best, saying, look, if you want it, you got to go earn it, right? And that just hasn't been the case with a lot of these other players winning titles in these big matches. But nonetheless, I'm getting off topic here. This matchup here, I'll take the first set over 8.5. I think both ladies will hold, and I think both ladies will score points. Those are the picks, guys. I don't necessarily like any of these matchups, to be honest with you. But those are the picks. Enjoy. Stay tuned for more tennis coverage. Like the video, hit the super thanks, show some love. We'll be right back.